And still trying to fuck up on me over here. Jesus. And it's definitely the program's fault. It's not my fault, God damn it. You hear me, Alan?
Do I hear you? You won't stop fucking yelling.
Sorry. Anyways, hi guys. How y'all doing? It's the chat attack. Yay.
Yay, quarantine chat attack.
Oh my goodness, a socially distant chat attack. I feel like I should make this another show just to piss off Alan. Oh, it's another show. Oh,
and it only lasts 2 episodes.
Oh, by the way, you know what
Those are the best ones.
Oh, it's not a gaming show, so it can't be a 50th gaming show in a row.
No, but here's the thing, though. We're at episode 42 with Unnecessary Gaming Show. How fucking far did your shit go, bitch? Yeah, exactly.
Like
eat my fucking shorts.
48, 49, but you also do like 3 episodes a week.
Eat my shorts and swallow them.
We also did like 3 episodes a week. We did 1 a week.
We don't do a bunch of episodes a week on Unnecessary Gaming Show?
You do like, oh, dude, you did 1 yesterday and didn't invite me.
You had literally said you don't want to do shows on Thursdays.
You're right, but that's not the point.
Oh, you son of a bitch.
The point is you didn't invite me.
Exactly.
Anyways, but here's the thing, though, guys. Alan's right there. Wait, show your face? Or I gotta show your face.
Yeah.
I'm controlling it.
I'm a mess and my life's falling apart.
Yeah, dude. So, what happened with your... Did you do something different with your facial hair?
No. This just happens that I don't shave for like 3-4 days.
Damn, you better start committing that.
Oh, no, go ahead, Gaja.
I was gonna say you're gonna start coming in like calls to mosque and shit with that kind of beard growing, bro.
What? I don't know what the fuck that is. Costa Mosque,
calls to mosque. He knows what I'm talking about.
Okay, well, shit. Here's the thing, Ryan saying, you say eat my shorts, I say the other thing. What's the other thing? Uh-oh, eat my
Suck
what?
my dick.
Yeah, like, imagine Ryan saying that, suck my dick. God damn it, fuck
That's why I told that guy you can't suck my dick.
Max is saying, reporting to you live from my job. Oh, we can get your ass in trouble, but it's worth it if you watch us.
I mean, I bet there's no one fucking there.
Yeah. Yeah, I forgot what you do, by the way, Max. If you feel comfortable saying it, why don't you come in here and let us know what you actually do for a living, and then I can make fun of it. Adrian saying, hi, everyone. Happy face heart. That's actually for Alan. She doesn't like us, especially me. She talks shit about me and my movie taste, which you're wrong, by the way. You. Well, yeah, I think some people like me. I honestly, I think Austin Nick likes me. And he just doesn't want to say it.
He literally likes you the least and has said it multiple times.
I know, but I think he's just fucking with me. I think he literally likes me more than he likes you. Because he always calls you out on the bullshit you say. And you say a lot of bullshit.
He doesn't call you out.
I just know he likes me better than both of y'all combined, so yeah. I'm good.
Yeah, I'm used to that. I'm used to people... You know, I think what people... like they know they'll get free weed out of ganja if they say they like them. So it's like...
No, I think it's because I like things.
Also, what the fuck are they gonna get out of me?
Unlike you and Alan, because Alan hates everything.
Well, okay,
you're
liking things though, like what? Like you can talk about? Want me to bring up Nintendo right now, Mister Fucking like, oh, this company who saved
what
the
thing?
video industry.
Oh yeah, Nick, you want me to bring up everything else?
That's you.
That's you too.
You.
No, because I can bring up like 10 things I like this month.
10 things I like about you.
And there's like only 11 days into this month, and I can bring up 10 things. I guarantee you, Alan cannot do it.
That came out this month, or I've been enjoying this month?
That came out this month.
I have to think about what came out this month.
I don't have to think.
That's how
you're a bitch.
Go ahead, Concha.
I said I know you don't.
Wow,
making a dumb joke here. Appreciate it.
Yeah,
it's kindergarten level here.
That was a horrible fucking joke. It was terrible. But anyways, here's the thing, guys. We are here doing the chat attack, and you notice there's no thumbnail for it. There's no fucking topics I put on Twitch because literally, I haven't wanted to do this for a very long time. But I'm gonna go through and just see how many fucking topics we can find out there in the world that don't have to do with the coronavirus. Because I'm sick to death of the fucking coronavirus. I want to see what's going on out there. I want to see if there's anything actually entertaining or interesting. And everything I fucking find is always like, because of the pandemic, this fucking particular thing happened. I'm fucking sick of it. Like, God, good God. But here's the thing, though, Alan. Is there anything that's been kind of like getting your attention at all, as far as like the atmosphere out there with video game news or movie news, whatever the case may be?
I mean, Final Fantasy VII dropped like 2 days ago, so I've been playing that.
Yeah, here's the thing, man. Final Fantasy VII, I never played it before. I never played any of the Final Fantasy games. I think I played like the one that's on Super Nintendo, and I was like, that's alright. But goddamn, dude, this game is fun. Like within fucking 2 minutes, I played the shit out of this game. Is that something else, by the way, Ganja, that you don't like because it's good?
No, because I have actual facts to back up Nintendo hate, not just what the current game system they're releasing or a game that you all like. Okay. If that was the case, I wouldn't just drop my hate over it.
Just so you guys know, by the way, all that stuttering that was happening wasn't an internet connection problem. That's his ass trying to find ways to justify his hate for Nintendo.
Well, I'll bring up the biggest one. Your favorite series wouldn't have existed, Grand Theft Auto, if Nintendo would have had his way in the early days when they were trying to make it a monopoly.
I honestly feel like maybe Grand Theft Auto shouldn't have existed. I actually feel I love it. I had a great time with it, but maybe some of these things shouldn't exist.
Yeah, but think about it this way: you would have had a monopoly on Nintendo games, and you would have been stuck with whatever the Nintendo genre is, which is really just cutesy cartoons, unless they throw an elf in there with a sword.
I think eventually they would have said, okay, now let's be more edgy. Because here's the thing: they also brought us Metal Gear, where it's a game where you hide behind enemies and you slit their fucking throat or knock them completely out. So yeah, Eddie's saying, yeah, wasn't the original Final Fantasy VII on PlayStation? Yeah, exactly. But what I'm saying though is like I'm wondering if Ganja liked it, and if it's not the same case. As
I never played the Final Fantasy series.
Okay, well then there you go. Because I think Eddie thought that I got that mixed up. No, not at all. But the thing is though, I love Final Fantasy VII a lot so far. I'm actually on chapter 5, I believe. But Alan, you played so much more. So what are you thinking about it, dude?
Yeah, I'm on chapter 11 for in case anyone's wondering, and I'm enjoying the game. And I did my initial thoughts of what I like. I like the characters. I'll talk about the good stuff because there's only one thing that I don't like, but there's a lot of stuff that I do like. I like the visuals. It looks visually incredible. The characters are interesting. Some of them are a bit too like some of the female characters. I'm like, you're not really well written, and you're way too like I guess waifu would be the right word for it.
Yeah.
But some of the other ones are okay or better. It's very, very linear, way more linear than 15 was, but it feels like everything this game is trying to do is a better version of 15 from how the combat situated, how the characters are, how the magic system works, how you actually use your characters and your teammates to your advantage during battle. The actual control system, because one of the issues I had with 15, I'm like, same issue I had with Kingdom Hearts of let me attack the character I want to attack. We have had 20 years of character action fighting fucking games, like 6 Arkham games, like fucking Witcher and a bunch of Assassin's Creed games. Let me do directional inputs to put my fucking characters. There are 45 fucking games like in the last 30 years that have had this system. Why don't you give me the system? And then the game's like, hey, why don't you look at our fucking option system? Oh, they actually let you switch it. So I actually got my free full combat system, which does improve it a lot. It does lead into my only problem with the game is they don't know how to perfect this combat system yet. It is an improvement on Final Fantasy 15 because Final Fantasy 15 is just Kingdom Hearts 2 again.
Kingdom Hearts 3. Did they just continue the same combat from Kingdom Hearts?
Yes. But what they added in is it's a lot faster and it's a lot easier to use your magic and your extra spells. Because in Kingdom Hearts, it was all real time. So you just fly around and hope you didn't get hit long enough to do your fucking spells. But with 15, it slows things down. So you could be like mid through combo. Oh shit, my teammate needs health. Let me press a button, get my other teammate to heal them, and I'm gonna get right back into the combo, and the match keeps going.
Yeah.
The problem is they can't. This game doesn't know what it wants to do when there's a lot of enemies around you. Because there's times where I'm fighting somebody and I just got hit from behind and I don't know what the fuck's going on, just off camera. Or
that's because there's just so many people in the area, though. Like, you just didn't pay attention.
but the thing is other games have had solutions to that problem. We're talking about Devil May Cry. They'll have either a better dodge button or they'll have a press a button to counter. Same thing with the Arkham games. They have a counter button. Assassin's Creed lets you know when someone's about to do there with an indicator. Games have developed ways to solve this problem. This game hasn't yet, but this game's doing stuff that no other game's ever done before with its combat and its magic and its switching. I'm like, this is really, really well done. You're just not there yet. So it gets really frustrating when I'm fighting an enemy and I'm trying to focus on this enemy, hit them with the right magic spells, and they'll just come out of nowhere and hit me. I have no way of blocking or trying to do a parry. Like, I've been practicing parrying and I'm almost there, but that's really my only issue with the game is it's almost there and I want to see what happens with the sequel. I want to know what happens when they do either the next Final Fantasy or FF7-2, whatever the fuck they're going to call it,
so,
to see if they can fix those problems.
I'm wondering about that because here's the thing. My only problem with this is the story, by the way. I think, like, I completely disagree with you on the gameplay thing. That's neither here or there. I mean, I don't even have to say, like, why.
Again, it's not. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying there are issues in the basics that other games have solved that I think this needs to implement.
Yeah, but the thing that I want to bring up is like the fact that like the story, like you brought those female characters. I think every female character here kind of suffers from a very stereotypical female like thing. Like, oh my God, Cloud, like meet me over there tonight. And then like you go in there and she's like, oh, I'm just gonna like lay on your bed. I'm gonna like get into a seductive pose. You know what? I'm gonna go to my room. I'm in this room, by the way. If you want to come in there.
You are talking about the series where they got mad because they streaked one of the characters' tit size.
Well, that's the thing. The only character that I really like that's female is Tifa. She's
I
probably the
bet.
oh fuck off, go eat a dick. She's the only one that seems like yeah, everyone's suffering from that. We're all in love with Cloud for some fucking reason, but she's the only one that has a plan. She fights. She has a moral compass. She actually has more than like 4 lines of dialogue that don't revolve around his dick. So it's
Yeah, but
like you
even
actually
so,
get some interesting stuff out of her.
it still does that too. Like well, once again, it's probably just a subjective thing, but like at the same time too, Cloud. Like I can understand like if this character was cool about it, or this character actually did fuck them, or if we see him and doing anything other than being basically the Terminator. Like when it comes to video games, I'm a little bit more upset about acting or voice acting or character development not actually happening because in movies. You just might not like the person. You just think, oh, subjectively, I think it's a bad thing. With here, he's given no dialogue. Like he's given none. He's just okay. I guess I'll go over here now. I guess I'll do this. I'm like, dude, like your face is not even emoting. Like, did you guys not want to it's just fucking crazy to me. It's like Claude from GTA 3.
I was gonna say that problem does get rectified as the game goes on.
Okay.
Like that's one of those things where they build it over the course of the game. Because I'm 11 chapters in, and it's not like he's not cracking a smile and acting like Star Lord or Tony Stark. But you start to see that demeanor crack a little bit. You start to see that demeanor break a little bit when he's dealing with some of the newer characters that get involved.
Which is fine, but then I'm like, okay, so why? Like, so far he's been like this, and yet every girl around him thinks he's amazing and wants to fuck him. So I'm like, for me personally, I'm okay waiting for the game to get like more into it for me to like his character because he's like, like you said, he's gonna build up and that's cool. But as far as how people are reacting to him, they think he's amazing and he hasn't done shit for them to think he's amazing. It's like that weird anime thing where like, and I had this issue with My Hero Academia and even Hunter x Hunter, where sometimes these characters, the main characters, they could be a kid or they can be just a young, like My Hero Academia is like, man, I don't have a, what's that thing they call in My Hero Academia? It's like a X-Men equivalent. Yeah, quirk. He's like, yeah. I don't have a quirk, but yet for some reason he's so fucking incredible before he's even taught to have the quirk that I'm like, dude, like, why are you the underdog? You're fucking incredible. You're John Cena. Like, you're amazing. And you're just a kid. So fuck you. Like, I almost, like, don't like him because the show is so much like, dude, fucking like him. Same thing with Hunter x Hunter. I think Gon, or is Gon or Deku? I get confused.
I have no idea. Deku is my hero. So
okay, so Gon, and the reason why I get them mixed up by the way is because I feel personally, subjectively, I think they're
kind of not the same. You're completely wrong.
I know
that is the wrongest thing I think I've ever heard. If that was what you were about to say.
I'm sorry, but
I've never seen Hunter x Hunter, but I don't. I like. Yeah,
one starts off incredibly energetic and is able to get along with people like right out the bat and is able to make friends super easily.
But the first frame of that show, he's already like destroying this big ass fish, this giant monstrous monster in the fucking ocean or water, whatever.
Yeah, because he was raised as a jungle boy.
Yeah, jungle boy.
And I disagree with your rendition of Deku. Deku's a little bitch for like the first few episodes, but he's what you call it? He's scrappy. So a lot of the stuff he's doing, he's just hoping he doesn't fucking die.
Yeah, because like the thing I want to show you, like here you go. I'm trying to find a good picture that's actually, it kind of tells you somewhat how cool his character is. Like here, it's not even really cool. It's just like, look how innocent he is. This young boy. Okay? Let me ask you this, Alan. Just looking at him right now, do you think he's super strong, super smart, or super like what do you expect out of this character? Just looking at him.
I mean, I don't know. I see he probably has the same kind of opening stereotype of an anime character. He's probably a good strategy. Like I could think he's one of those strategy people. But like when you watch a lot of these animes with the main characters, especially shonen animes, they're all the Jet can pop in whenever the fuck she wants. You always want the main character to be somebody that understands the world you're in because they're generally the person that teaches you about this shit. Naruto is almost the same way. But you had 3 other people to kind of be, instead of one character being that, you had 3 people to be that. So each one of them told you a little bit about the world. That's why Deku's the way he is. Because instead of you having like random characters explaining the world, Deku explains all this shit. So he needs to be smarter than most people so that you have somebody for the audience to bounce off of. Same thing with, I'm assuming that's what that character's role is. It's so that the audience understands this world. Cloud?
The thing is, Deku would most likely be more related to Naruto than anything of Gon. Because Gon, you really wouldn't use him to explain the world. You would use other characters because Gon does start off strong, but he's not the most strong character that there is early on. He actually loses most of his fights.
Right.
He does, but the fact that keep coming back type shit is almost like, it's like imagine all the Rocky movies, but they get that point across from like Rocky 4, 5, 6, and they just squeeze it into 10 minutes. It's like, look, Rocky earns it because you've seen him dealt with like losing big fights and then training and then winning, but then like he doesn't handle winning well because he's fucking stupid. He's not used to that lifestyle. Like all this character development, and then like you get Hunter x Hunter, which I love the show. It's amazing, but there's certain villains that would have killed him in seconds, but he's so just, oh my god, like even the villains are like giving him a chance to continue on, blah blah. And like you look at something like, and by the way, like the characters that he becomes friends with just are so accepting of him right away too, which is kind of the issue I have with Cloud, where like there's a scene, Alex spoiled this because that was in the demo, but like Jesse almost dies. Like when they're running away from this fucking, this whole building's collapsing, right? Jesse falls down, this fucking pipe hits her. I think she's about to lose her legs. You know what I mean?
Sure.
And then all Cloud does, he just moves the thing off of her, and he's like, "Come on, let's go." And she's like, "Thank you, you're so great, you're such a hero." Oh, and like this big dialogue, and I'm like,
They made her. I will say they made her way more horny.
yeah, and it's like, dude, like all he did was pick up a fucking piece of rubble from the building that fell. Like,
Well, you did. He also, I mean, I get you. Yeah, they made him way extra, but he also did just destroy a giant scarab beetle monster thing. So it's like he has been doing like the reason people, at least some of the male characters,
Isn't
like
he just
him.
the Luke Skywalker of the Final
pretty
Fantasy
much.
universe?
That's what I'm
Nah,
thinking.
he's more of a Han Solo.
That makes
Except
sense,
without
too.
just take away what you call it, the jokes. He's basically just the stoic, like, oh, I'm the stoic badass.
Stoic, badass, no jokes. Oh, I bet you don't get the girl either. So this is like a.
I mean,
Link
I don't
character.
fucking know. There's enough women here. There's 100. Who fucking knows which one he'll get?
So it's just
But-
like a Link character. I got you. Planet
Oh, go
women
eat a
all
dick.
around.
Go play a Paradox game. No one asked for your fucking opinion.
You don't have to ask for my opinion. I'll learn from you, Dad.
But yeah, it's like it's crazy about that, and then like all these other characters are just as cool too, and no one falls for them, but for some reason Cloud does. And then there's like, you know, there's always a character where, you know, he looks like he might not like Cloud. I don't know if it's jealousy or if it's like hey, you're not one of us, blah blah.
Or he's you.
Yeah, okay. Do you think Barrett is me?
Sometimes.
Yeah.
He's like, you're such a fucking asshole. Why do you hate him so much? I don't know. I just don't like him.
I fucking love
He's
Barrett.
given really no reason. I mean, yeah, he's kind of an ex-soldier dude that they're trying to fight, but he's ex and he's helping them. I don't know. I think he's just jealous and he's an asshole.
See, that's what I'm thinking too. Like, because it comes off as jealous, because like, hey, like you're with us. We're, you know, they're part of this group called Avalanche, and they did a bunch of stuff
Sure.
together in the beginning of the game. Barrett's one of the first people you actually get to play with cooperatively.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, like, he just, hey, by the way, you leave our bar, leave us the fuck alone. Don't talk to Tifa. Don't do this. I'm like, hold on, like. Now you're doing that stupid thing, like in movies, or even like I've seen this in Mandalorian, where you go into a bar and there has to be some asshole. You don't belong here. It's like, motherfucker, we just
He
almost
don't
died.
like you.
Yeah, it's like
I don't like you.
you know, they almost died together right now. They literally almost
Yeah,
died
but
together.
it's one of those things where it's like he's ex the people they're trying to fight. So it's like, imagine if a cop just joined Ganja's like Facebook group. He'd be
We don't
like,
trust
yo,
these
you might be ex-cop, but I still don't like you.
Yeah. So I don't know, man. But like as far as like, you know, everything other than Cloud and the story with the girls and everything, I do like the story somewhat. I like the world that they live in.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, gameplay is fucking great. But as far as you go, because like you obviously went to different types of places, so like, do you still stay within those slums, or like what actually happens later on? And do you feel like those are a pretty good evolution of what happens in the story?
That's the issue that I have with this game is I'm forgiving it because it's linear, but there are a lot of issues that this game is having where I'm gonna say it straight up, all the levels look the fucking same.
That's
I
what
mean,
I was worried about. That's why
when
I
you
asked
when
that.
you get to the second reactor, I'm like, okay, this looks different. But it's one of those things where I feel like I don't want to be negative about this game because I think this game is doing a lot of interesting stuff. The problem is, and I'm trying not to be negative because I know people, oh, you hate everything, oh, you don't fucking like anything. This game's doing a lot of stuff to extend gameplay and it's doing it lazily. In order to get to a place, you have to navigate this weird maze, and it is confusing, designed on purpose. The map is actually pretty decent, so it helps, but it is confusingly designed on purpose so that you spend a lot of time just running around. They'll sprinkle enemies so you have something to do, but then it gets to my earlier point of enemies will just knock you off screen randomly, and there's no way to block them or know they're attacking you to slow you down. The boss fights are all great. The boss fights are fucking stupendous. The strategy you have to use, the way you use your teammates, the difficulty, the time you spend is really, really good. But I got myself lost. Like this is one point, and I'm trying to fucking make my way back, and I am running around in circles. I'm just like, yo, I'm about to look this shit up.
Was it the place where you fight those fucking those flying were rats?
Oh, that was ridiculous because I walked up to there, fought them, like, there's nothing here. Let me walk away. Hey, go back. Why? Okay, go back. Now we're here. I'm like,
Yeah, and then they keep respawning enemies, which is cool, but like if you're not having some kind of indicator that tells you, hey, by the way, like there's a way out of here, you're like, oh, well, since they respawn so fast, I'm in a different area, clearly.
Yeah.
You're not. You just
oh my god, their fucking quest system is garbage. They're like, okay, you're gonna do this mini map, this indicator, and how do you know where to go? Well, you use the map. It's really not, the compass is really not that clear when everything's boxed in. And then once you get to the area, it doesn't indicate the enemies. It just kind of says goal. I just hope you're in this location. But yeah, when you're going to I went to different slums. I'm like, these all look the kind of same. You could tell they're copy and pasting level design. When you can start going to some of the different areas, you could tell they're still copy and pasting level design, but there's different lights and different stuff here. But I'm like, there isn't anything to really do. There isn't anything like when you're playing, because I saw you playing Resident Evil. That's very linear as well. But there's always something going on. Yeah, the game's like 6 hours and this is 30, but there's always something going on. With this game, there's a lot of gameplay. And by gameplay, I mean story. And a lot of story. Like Metal Gear Solid 2 level of story where it'll go where it's like, oh, you're doing this gameplay in cutscene. And then it'll show you and you think you're going to walk. No. You're going to then go to another cutscene. Yeah. And then you get the control as you walk through a door to another cutscene. Yes, this game's going to be 30 hours. But as actual gameplay, it's probably about 10 so far. And I played 15. Yeah. And a lot of that is running around empty rooms, trying to figure out where the fucking door is, because it's really confusing to get around. If I wasn't having so much fun with some of the boss fights and some of the gameplay, I would have just given up. Like, this game is just not that good. But it's good enough for me to keep going.
Like, one thing I will say, too, and this is something I remember seeing a lot in Fallout games, which kind of, like, especially Fallout 3, like, there's some silly missions. But, like, to compare to something even better, San Andreas. I remember in the beginning, one of the first missions is, hey, man, I want to get a pizza, and I want you to get a haircut. And that teaches you, like, you can eat. And you can eat different things, and this is how you get a goatee.
If you're smart enough, you kill the guy for the shotgun.
Exactly, but like, and then you get a shotgun. Thank you. Like you literally get a new weapon. Like there's 3 different, very key things that happen right there. And here, in Final Fantasy VII, which I'm not saying this is a horrible thing, I'm not gonna judge the whole thing about this, but it's like I learned nothing from chasing these fucking cats.
So, I gave up on that shit. Fuck that shit. I don't give a fuck. But
those types of missions are just extra experience because in this game, especially if you're gonna get some of the extra shit, you need to level up.
Yeah, which is cool, but it's like I literally could not find them, and the worst part is like I was thinking like, oh well, maybe there's like a thing where I can start collecting cats, or like maybe this happens, like maybe I get to know this little girl more, which you probably end up knowing her more. So I'm talking out of ignorance here now. Sure. But it's like I thought all happens is Cloud doesn't even say like here you go, like literally Tifa is all the character development right there, and I'm like, dude, Cloud, like you can't even tell a little girl like, hey, by the way, I'm sick of those fucking cats, like something. You know, but
that's the problem is I played through and basically what happens is you'll do a few like story chapters, and then you'll have a chapter where you get to run around a little bit to do those quests. But all they come down to is 2 quests where you got to kill monsters, 1 quest where you got to talk to someone, and 1 quest where you got to find a bunch of random people. Like in the second area I got to find a bunch of kids. I didn't bother doing that either because I'm like, I'm not going to look around for these kids for no reason because the game is really not... It's hard to say. It can be difficult, but it's one of those things that gives you a little bit of strategy. Like there's some enemies that they feel like, oh, it's a wall to keep slicing, but you use your spells and you mixed in your people and you use your summons. So it's really good when it's doing that. But the side quests, honestly, they're lame as fuck. Like what was it? I think you and Cedric agreed in chapter 4. It's tedious as fuck. It doesn't change. They're incredibly tedious. Honestly, I would ignore them if it wasn't for like Jet Set the Experience. It's done better in Final Fantasy 15. Final Fantasy 15 had way better fetch quests.
John, I want to ask you as far as characters. I want to really like kind of hone in on this. Back in the day, what was your favorite character in Final Fantasy, if you remember?
Let's see. Vincent, Tifa, Sid. Yuffie was basically pretty entertaining, but you probably won't see them in this first part.
But see, by that though. Is that because Cloud was so bad in the old ones? Or, like...
I usually just don't care that much about main characters like that. But, I mean, Cloud wasn't bad, especially when you learn more about him later.
Okay, because here's
Yeah.
the thing. Now I'm
Because
noticing-
there's a reason why he acts the way he does, but you're not gonna figure that until probably the last part.
Now, my problem with this is like if I'm playing with somebody, I want to love who I am. I mean, that's why sometimes I'm really liking games that you can create your own person. You know what I mean?
Right.
Right here, I love every character in this game except for Cloud. Barrett's great. Wedge, especially like when you go into that one area and like dogs are chasing him. Like Wedge is
Man,
he's
I
your
hate
boy.
that character so much.
Dude, like that right there, that guy reminds me like if Ganja was like faster, like
The typical. I'm
that's-
sorry, but Wedge
What
is
did
the
he do?
typical fat boy, man. Like I hate
no,
that
he's
character.
master typical because he's a
Yes,
badass.
he is. Every
Most
line
fat
does.
boys-
I'm hungry. I'm hungry. Man, I'm running on empty. Dude, we
dude,
just started
he-
the mission.
But dude, constantly
Hey, real chunky, bro.
Fucking eat something, man.
No, to bring up My Hero Academia again, they have a great fat boy in there, and he's a fucking pervert, and he's annoying, and I can't stand him. And it's like, oh,
What?
remember
What?
that one?
We're getting mixed messages.
No, because remember that the character who hangs out with the frog girl?
No, that
Which one?
character wasn't fat. He was small as shit. And he's annoying. I
Yeah.
hope he dies.
Yeah, fuck him. What
Okay,
is
well-
the grape dude?
Yeah, the
You
great.
mean Alan?
I thought
Yeah, he wasn't a fat boy. He was just a little short dude.
Okay, I thought you looked chunky. Well, my bad. But
You
Wow,
okay?
you
Look
haven't-
look up Great Boy right now.
You
Tell me
haven't
look
watched it in a
chunky.
while.
I'm gonna look at him. Grape is it name Great Boy?
Yes,
All right.
Yeah.
my Great Boy, my hero.
But the
Okay.
thing is I really don't like that
Oh,
because
yeah, I guess
the
I'm
other
wrong.
character he is I call him he's so fat, guys.
I thought he was fat. I
He
don't know
is
why. I
skinny as
remember being
dude. He's
fat.
wearing a diaper.
I'm
That
stupid.
looks like a diaper,
I'm
man.
sorry, but here's the thing: most fat people and characters, especially in video games, are always a fucking pussy, a fucking pervert.
And he is all of that. Like I'm
No,
sorry,
he's
Wedge
so
is the
not. Him and
Oh.
Jesse, he is so platonic with her, and she's right. She's ready to fuck, dude. She wants to fuck
Yeah.
so bad, and he's treating her like a sister. And then even there's a point too where they bring up like, cause she wants Cloud to go chill at her fucking place, and they stop there, and he's like, "Listen, let her get some sleep, bro. I don't want you to go in there." And then there's parts where like when Cloud's about to get fucked up by these guard dogs, he
Yeah.
is putting his life on the line to help Cloud. Like he is the best fucking friend. He is
Sure,
so
that's
great.
that is a great part, but up until then, it is the stereotypical fat boy shit from an anime thing. Like they did that with fucking I keep forgetting his name, but in
Choji.
exact same character arc in fucking Naruto, where the character's like, "Oh, I'm just a fat guy." I
Choji.
eat
Yeah,
food."
it's always
Yeah,
the
Choji.
fat kid.
I
Always
like
the fat
Choji's
kid is-
great later, but in fucking the original, I hated him.
What are you saying, Dojet?
It's always the fat kid eating chips. Like they're always fucking eating chips. It's just like, is there any other snack they can eat? Why are they always eating plain potato chips?
Because that makes you fat. I should know. But like, no.
But
is
there's
this a
other
char-
foods that make you fat. It's literally just like they'll be talking, then they got a handful of chips.
But is this a character that you guys are referring to?
Yeah. That's Choji. Like he
Always gotta
like,
keep
he,
that thing on you, Jet.
he becomes better on. It looks like he's wearing underwear. That's not Fuck. He gets better in the when they do the Shonen Jump or the sequel Shippuden. He does get a lot better. They give him actual more character development. But yeah, I really hate that character arc. But like there are characters, the one who his friend Biggs, who I call it Solid Snake in this universe because
Pretty much,
he's
yeah.
Solid Snake with Ryu's. He has Ryu's bandana, but he's Solid Snake.
Yeah, he like literally equivalent to like Raphael with the Ninja Turtles and the fucking headband because he acts kind of like him too a little bit, like kind of
Like Snake Ryu,
yeah.
Ryu
man.
Pliskin.
And like by the way, when you look at him, you're like, oh, he's not gonna be entertaining. No, like at a certain point, I'm like, I love this character too, and his bond with Wedge is like great. Like,
Yeah, they're buddies. He's kind of like the hacker guy that helps him get through stuff. Like there are good characters in the game. I was kind of with you where I don't like the stoic badass because I feel like the stoic badass is a lame way to just not have a character. But when you see, like, because I don't know what Jess talked about specifically, but when you start playing the game later on, you start to see that break a little bit. You realize, like, okay, I'm starting to get this a little bit. He's growing on me, basically.
yeah. But like, Jed, did you mind Wedge back in the day, or was he kind of? I mean, because I imagine in the '90s he probably went way stereotypical with this character.
I don't really remember much about those three, like when it comes to like Jesse, Wedge, and or the other dude, because they really weren't that big in the beginning of the game. They fleshed them out more now. I don't remember the girl being that horny. If she's who I remember her being.
Yeah. No, because like there's another thing too. Like,
Yeah.
there's a character that gives your character Sunflower, which I'd imagine she's the one who dies
Oh,
in
yeah.
original Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah, that's Aerith.
Yeah, so for one, they better give me some story about why she feels some connection to him because
They
the
do.
world's burning, everything's going crazy, and she's like, "Hey, you random guy, here's this sunflower." I'm like, "What the fuck? You guys just rushed. They didn't even give you her fucking name yet." Technically, on my playthrough, I don't know her name.
It's almost honestly like immediately afterwards. Like you and Cedric Law dropped off. Like it's like a chapter or two later, and you spend the next like 5 hours with her.
Really? Okay. Well, that's.
I
good
was
then.
worried they're gonna do that because one of the things they always do with those characters is they don't understand how to make you give a shit about a character. So they're like, yeah, this character is super special, and they never show up. Like TV shows do that all the time, where they're like, oh, this character's super important. We're only gonna give you one episode about them, and well, hey,
Oh,
guess
my
what?
favorite, hands down, is always Star Wars.
Yeah.
So and so in the Crow is now a very important character. Make sure to pay attention to the movie. What?
And then they die. Just to get them, they're like, oh, that person's being shown extra. Why? Because they're gonna be the first dead. So you feel sad because you actually recognize them.
Yeah.
But no, like she literally becomes part of your team. Like ever since that chapter for like the next 7 or 8 hours, she's part of your team.
Okay. And I know it's probably like spoiling it for myself, but it's almost like, man, I gotta know these things a little bit because I'm kind of like, dude, like there has to be some like I don't know, like it's not even foreshadowing. It's so like
It's important though.
Yeah, it's like they just fucking like pick her up and like boom right there. You know, like whoa. Like it reminds me of like from what I feel like they should put more emphasis on like why Nemesis is scary in the remake of Resident Evil 3. I feel like, hey man, like why are you he just
I don't know. I
pops into
think the
room.
giant 8-foot burning melted man is kind of scary.
Yeah, but then like aside from Nemesis, I think all the other characters were great. Like Brad's like, "Hey, Jill, man," and like they give you enough like dialogue. You only see him for like 5 minutes of the game, but there's so much dialogue happening that I'm knowing like why are they connected? What's he gonna do? Oh, like later on when he's a zombie or whatever the fuck, like they explain how he got bit. It's like there's so much explanation. Everything makes sense. With this, I'm like, why is Avalanche being assholes? And blah blah blah. It's like I don't know. Even Sephiroth.
You gotta
I think
understand
that's
is
right.
what's going on with this is because we're bringing up a lot of anime tropes for a very specific reason. This is just an anime,
Yeah.
like, and I'm assuming that what they've always been going for with Final Fantasy. This is probably really, besides 15, the first one I've ever played. But you could tell, like again, the stoic main character that's very hard to breach. But don't worry, with the power of friendship and love, we'll get through that tough demeanor. They might as well have said that a couple times in the game, or the fact that's like, hey, we're an eco-terrorist group, but we're all happy-go-lucky and friendship. I'm like, what the fuck is like?
Yeah.
You guys blew up a building and killed like hundreds of people. Like, why are you so happy right now?
Yeah, I was wondering about it too if they killed people by that because I was
Oh,
like,
dude, people died. Like when that
Yeah.
first reactor blows, people are dead. Even if they didn't expect that to happen, people died. And this game is very like it doesn't like is Cloud killing people or not? Like because you fuck up the police a lot, but I don't know if they're dead yet.
And like, can that blade chop shit? Because like, it's so thick. I'm like, is it basically just a big ass bat? I mean, like his Buster Sword.
Very anime-ish, where it's like, hey, anime like they don't really know how swords work.
Yeah, because that wouldn't chop you in pieces. Like that would just.
It would rip you in half. Like you would like even if you get past the fact that you probably wouldn't be able to swing it. If you got that thing going, short of a tank, you're not stopping it.
Yeah, so I don't know, man. I mean, all I'll say is like, I love the game. I'm playing more of it. Blah blah blah. It is what it is. But yeah, man, there's just certain things about these characters where I'm like, you know what, man? Like, I feel like the biggest issue that I have with this is kind of the issue a little bit that I have with Resident Evil 2, where it's just so like, listen, we know our audience, and they're happy this is even out. So fuck explaining if you're not already a Final Fantasy fan. Like,
Yeah, there's
this is
a
for the
lot.
fans. Yeah, and I feel like, you know what, like, why should it be mad that you fans got what you fans wanted? That same thing happened with Kingdom Hearts 3. I don't know what the fuck was going on, but I would imagine if I'm a Kingdom Hearts fan.
Oh, don't worry. I played the first two. And I played the in-between stuff. I don't know what the fuck's going on.
Hey, as a Kingdom Hearts fan, I'll let you right now. There's great videos on YouTube that help you get track on the timeline.
But do you know what's going on?
Oh, hell no. But they do.
Do they?
Oh, they do.
Yeah, but I would imagine that, like, you know, fans of Kingdom Hearts, I don't know, like, because you guys probably know more about the shit than I do, but, like, we're fans
I don't
of
know,
Kingdom
man.
Hearts
I've heard
liked-
some fans go off on Kingdom Hearts 3, so I don't know.
Yeah, it's weird, because, like, I fucking loved it, but I'm like, is it because I'm not a fan?
I think
Like,
all right, so can I break it down for you?
What's up?
Honestly, I think what happened was people realized that they're not kids anymore. And for the next generation of kids, they got to sell their like Disney products to them. And let's be honest, the Kingdom Hearts series was just a way for Square Enix and for the guy that actually made it to get a hold of Disney products and create these fanciful worlds that you travel around and hang out with like classical and like pretty much memorable Disney characters. Well, guess what? We're all past the age of 25. Some of us are still 23, 24, but vast majority of us are older now. They're not going to sell kid brand stuff to us. So guess what? They're going to use all the new, like My Hero 6. Fucking the only thing they had with there was Hercules and My Little Mermaid because they're iconic.
But, Ganja,
A lot of the Disney fans that I know were complaining that they didn't get to see a lot of their old characters like Aladdin and shit like that.
Mhm.
But it's just like honestly, like Kingdom Hearts has always been for the people of huge Disney fans, and with the new generation and their new products, they're gonna move that shit before they even move our shit now.
Okay, but
As Longplay said, it's business.
That's one issue with the series, because the series always had that, especially when they were essentially getting rid of Final Fantasy characters as the series went on. That's not the problem that I've been hearing. That one, my personal problem with it, and also a lot of problem other people having. It's not the fact that they're adding Disney stuff. That's what people like about it. Is the fact that the story that they've been trying and pretending to do, they just flat out ignore. My biggest problem with Kingdom Hearts 2 is the game doesn't bother to tell you how to have a story. Like, you have a little bit at the start, and then you go 20 hours of going through every Disney movie that they could fucking get, and then you get an exposition dump. That makes no sense, because we're talking about characters we've never seen before, we'll never see again. Maybe they'll pop up, who fucking knows? And then we go through another 10 hours of bullshit before we get to the end, where another plot dump that makes no fucking sense. And from what people have been telling me, that's the same thing that happens with Kingdom Hearts 3. So it's less about the Disney products, and it's the fact that the story thread that people want to know the ending of doesn't matter.
Well, yeah, because I just explained that, because it's really just a showcase for Disney cartoons.
I'm gonna let Jet be the judge of if you're right about Kingdom Hearts 2. Jet, what do you think? Like, do you think he was
Did you play it?
No, I know Jet.
What, did I play it?
Yeah, did you play Kingdom Hearts 2?
I watched my brother play it multiple times, so I already know what's going on.
All right, because here's the thing. Like, sometimes when Alan gets mad, I'm like, "Are you mad because you got your ass kicked really hard?" Like, I understand if you did, because like it's
You're
hard.
such a bitch for asking that after the shit I've seen you go through. I beat the game.
Okay, you beat the game. All right. Because here's the thing too. Like, another thing is, like, you did say like, "Oh, like, I'm so fucking mad about this game and it's so fucking hard. Like, I'm not even gonna go look for all the extra shit to make it easier." It's like you were so mad you just want to beat it like it's a job.
Yeah, I wanted to get it through it. I'm not gonna go spend extra time playing just so that I might be able to do this one thing. It's like, no, fuck it, I'm already here. Let's get through this.
Because I can admit this right now, and I hope Eddie's not in the chat, because he's
oh
gonna
yes,
hold this
he is.
over me.
I'll call him right now.
Yeah, he's gonna talk shit after I say this. But part of Resident Evil 2 and why I didn't like it is because it is fucking hard. Because I suck at the game. That's kind of why I don't like it. Like, it's annoying, and there's things I don't like about it subjectively, and I feel like it could be something that a big ass like IGN or somebody can actually talk about too. But part of it is that, yes, like, if I don't know how to play it, if I'm losing, then yeah, like, I'm not gonna like it.
Okay, but there's differences though, because I was getting really mad at the combat in this game until I took my head out of my ass. I'm like, let me play the game the way it wants to be played. That's why I started practicing how to do parries. That's when I started doing the magic. If you like something, you will be willing to try to make it work. Like Devil May Cry 5. I didn't like that beta because I was trying to play this like Bayonetta or Assassin's Creed or Witcher. So like, let me play the game the way it wants me to play it, and I ended up loving it and bought the game. Kingdom Hearts fucking sucks. Okay? I don't give a fuck about these movies. Hercules is one of my favorite Disney movies. It is probably my favorite Disney movie. Aladdin ruined my fucking childhood. Lion King's an incredible fucking movie. But I don't fucking give a shit so much that I want to spend an hour into this garbage fucking thing with boss fights that are fucking spiking ridiculously and have almost no clear way to deal with it unless you just happen to fucking know a bunch of bullshit about this RPG system that the game never bothers to fucking explain. So no, I'm not playing Kingdom Hearts 3 because it doesn't deserve my fucking time.
Yeah, so he's awesome. He's like, can you explain the Aladdin thing?
No, I don't want it.
Are you sure?
Yeah,
His real name is Ali, and
fuck off.
He was made fun of for that back in the day. That's pretty much.
Oh no. That's putting it mildly. Yes, my full name is Ali, and people, the entire school, imagine like hundreds of people chanting that song, not just the full song. They made up their own version to make fun of me. So imagine like it's like a concert of people that hate me for years because they did the movie, then the sequel, then the TV show. It didn't stop.
God, wait. So is that really part of the song? Like, fabulous he Ali Abawawa.
No. It was childish bullshit, but that wasn't the point. They were laughing at me while doing it. Laughing, like trying to make me feel bad with that all the time. So I fucking grew to hate that fucking movie.
Oh, dude, if I had Watch Together on right now, by the way, Cedric, I'm gonna show in the after hours, which we'll get into there in a little bit. But like, you gotta hear the Muhammad Hassan theme song.
What?
Yeah, there's this character Muhammad Hassan. He's a racist. He hates Americans, and he's on WWE. And they played the most.
Oh, I think of Jinder Mahal. Never mind.
It's almost as bad because I don't know if they were never wrestling at the same
time. No, because
Jinder
Mahal's pretty bad. When I'm seeing, I'm like, wow, they're really getting the kind of Arab/Indian person to be like a really bad person. Wow.
Yeah, but at the same time, like, there's enough there where it's almost like in the middle. Muhammad Hassan, brother, like you would be offended. I can guarantee you.
Oh well,
you
yeah.
would be
When you
offended.
told me, I remember you randomly bringing up the camel clutch as like either your favorite move or a random move. I'm like, the what?
Yeah, that was. And when I said it, people, by the way, I had no idea that was like a bad thing. Cause I'm fucking stupid. But he's like, "What'd you just say?" Like, Alan's about to smack me through the computer. Like, motherfucker.
Like, I don't even know how to fucking like what the equivalent of that would be in another culture. Like,
Well, you can just look at the Mexico's entrance, and be like, "Hey, Nick, that's you with the lawnmower."
yeah,
So fuck.
yeah,
God,
the lawnmower toss or some stupid shit. Like,
I'm surprised they don't have one like that. Oh, Jesus Christ.
yeah,
But anyways, yeah. So Final Fantasy though, Cedric just came in here too. We're talking about what we felt about the characters and everything. But yeah, last thing I'll say, and this is all just a first impression, it's not fully a review, especially because I guess we can only have part 1, which we'll talk into that in a little bit because I don't even know what the fuck that means. But like, yeah, I would give this like a 4 out of 5. I think this is damn near perfect. If you're like me and wasn't expecting anything, I was expecting like turn-based boringness, and this is fucking great. This is honestly the way that the fighting is. I wish Monster Hunter was more like that. Because Monster Hunter is great, but it's fucking hard.
this is actually very similar to Monster Hunter except for the lock-on system. Like Monster Hunter, when you like the class I was playing, is very similar to this. It's kind of hard to sometimes like you have to practice a lot with Monster Hunter to be able to get your combos to where the fuck you want them to. With this, it's like you don't have to really deal with that. But this where we're going on with my final thoughts. This game, they have a combat system in their mind, but it's like they're behind the times. Like, I'm sorry, but games like Devil May Cry, there have been like 4 Arkham games, 5 if you count the Spider-Man games. There have been like 15 Assassin's Creed games. The Witcher came out, for fuck's sake. Like, there have been games that have taken your action style and have made it work. Take some elements from that. Give me make the block button actually matter. Make the block button interrupt a combo. Because one of the problems I have with the game is, okay, I'm trying to swing my combo. Oh, that character's attacking. Let me block. I can't. I'm mid-combo. Well, let me just stop playing the game. The character's not hitting me.
Yeah.
What do you want from me?
But Jeb, right away, when we said the Monster Hunter thing, she was like, no. Like, wait, why? You don't see how they're...
No.
Monster Hunter is a purist.
Yeah, I mean, like... By the way, out of curiosity, what was your favorite Monster Hunter game, Jet?
Monster Hunter 4.
Monster Hunter 4. What console is that on?
Yes.
DS? Okay. Or
Oh, yeah.
Diaz. It was on the Diaz one, guys. Because I'm Diaz. Hi. How y'all doing?
No, yes, you're just racist.
I just want to be... Wait, no, not racist. Nothing.
I
Anyways,
said what I said.
Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate. Yeah, God, this looks like it didn't age so well, but I can imagine it's still fun.
I mean,
That's
this
one of those
is like 2000, like, what, 7?
Yeah.
7.
Oh, no, 3DS. It probably would have been 2010s, yeah.
Yeah. Ganja, what's like a good example of a game that aged badly, but at the same time was really fucking good? Like you can still pick it up anytime.
All right, so it's not really that good, but it's the Bugs Bunny Bugs in Time game.
Bugs in Time game? Uh-oh.
So it's for the PS1. So what they had them do is they had got all the Warner Brother characters of that generation, and they put them into this game. And there's different time periods you go through. Elmer Fudd's in the past. You have the mobsters in the 1940s. You deal with Marvin the Martian and the pirate dude as well as
I played this. I hated this fucking game.
I
I
really
fucking love this game. I play on the emulator every chance I get. I have it on my computer right now.
Jeb, what was your experience with this game?
I couldn't get past the first few fucking levels because I got fucking lost.
All right, so this game doesn't help. It has no real guidance system, so you got to run around the map and hope you find like the right corners or crevices they decide to put the walkthrough. And the game also has this problem of it's an old, like, you can tell they designed this when it was like the PlayStation just came out. So they weren't ready to handle the pixels that they were trying to do. The only thing that saves this game is the humor and the dialogue, because I guess they had realized that if for this game to actually make it, they have to actually make it sound like the Looney Tunes characters. So the dialogue is pretty crisp and the jokes are pretty funny, even like the small little references throughout the game. But besides that, it's difficult as hell. It's buggy as hell. Sometimes when you have to throw certain things at a certain point in time, it doesn't do it properly, especially with the emulator. But boy, I still have a fun time playing it.
Yeah, man.
Just for the characters.
I basically, like, after about, I think, 3 hours of playing, now it's just like, I walked up to my dad and just like, take this shit back. I got into the front seat with my small ass, basically just sitting in the goddamn car with my hands crossed. It's like, I want a different game.
Damn. So did they literally go back and get you another one?
Hell yeah, they did.
Holy
It's Jet.
shit.
I would have. You gonna say no to younger Jet?
Dude, imagine how bad she would have been. Like, just like the shit talking. Like, no, fuck you. I want a different game. Like, I would not.
We didn't have to pay anything either because it's just like we turned it on the first day. Like I was just like, nope. Because the thing is, like, why pay to rent a game if like you're not gonna like play it for the time that you got it?
Yeah.
I'm going to return that piece of shit.
Yeah, man. No, there was a Bugs Bunny game that I liked back in '82, and maybe I'll find that later. But one thing I want to see what the chat said, and Austin saying Lego Star Wars. Now I don't know which one because there's so many of them they come out. But this right here, I like the Lego games. I don't feel like they aged that badly because
they're aging really good because they're trying to look like Legos and they can only look better.
Yeah, exactly. It's cool, and then on top of that too, I like the idea of the fact that they're so distinguishable because with the Looney Tunes games that Ganja just brought up. I mean, yeah, obviously if it's hard, like what Jet said, but at the same time, like the game, I can tell who's who. With Resident Evil, sometimes it's so ugly looking. Same thing with like Conker's Bad Fur Day. Some shit just looks like.
Ocarina of Time on the 64 looks.
Can
like
I talk
crap.
about this game for a second though?
What's up?
No.
It was fun, but it had a lot of like I said, a lot of problems that the old games did. That a lot of these games they were really trying to test new systems, so they didn't know the processing power that it can handle, or they overshot it and didn't realize how weak the system really was. Mm-hmm. So a lot of these games really did try to do something. Like I remember they had the Army game, Soldiers. Like they were actually trying to make it a third-person series where you run around and do a little army thing, but they couldn't really add anything to the background because it would shoot the processor up.
Yeah. Yeah,
it's one of the reasons I fucking hate Spider-Man 64. They were trying to make a Spider-Man game, but realized that the swinging would be too difficult, so they didn't even bother to create a floor, and they also didn't bother to create a skybox. It's just a blue JPEG.
Yeah, yikes. That's actually rough because
we played this on the show. I legitimately hate this game. I think the controls
you played it for the most weakest version, though, honestly.
I don't give a shit.
Because the PlayStation had stronger graphics. It had actual cutscenes with voiceover. There was motion capture done. Like, if you really wanted to play those old Spider-Man games, you couldn't get them on the 64. You couldn't get them on the 64.
Like, I thought this is me as a kid hating this fucking game. Like, this isn't me 20 years later. Like, Spider-Man PS4 is best Spider-Man. No, I fucking hated that shit when I was a kid.
But like, okay, about that though, about the 64 or whatever. Like, okay, I'm about to make some.
Ocarina of Time is garbage. Like, it looks like it's fun as fuck, but 64 looks like trash.
Well, we'll get into that in a minute too, because I'll be nice about that. But
wait, Mario didn't look like trash.
Well, here's the thing.
Yeah.
Because one thing I really want to bring up, and I'm scared about the chat.
No, I'll give you that.
Game.
Mario
I'm
games.
curious. What game are you talking about? We already went through the greatest hits.
Yeah.
Okay, can you hear me now?
What the fuck? Okay, there's something must be going on your end, dude.
No, my internet just went out. That's why.
Okay, yeah, I can hear you. No, but here's the thing I was going to bring up with the chat is that people, as far as wrestling games, people used to talk a lot about WWF No Mercy and WWF whatever the fuck. And for me, look, man, I like the PS1 version a lot more.
Oh, no!
But look the difference between these fucking things. And granted, this is WWF Warzone, this is different. But like...
Wait, is that one dude getting eaten out?
Yeah, look at this shit right here.
And then the next one over, he's licking the booty hole.
Return a favor, brother.
What are you talking about? Oh, the wrestling games, man.
Some of them are bad, dude. I'm sorry, people.
The reason I hate wrestling games, I will never play another wrestling game ever again, because of the fact that when WrestleMania and the Warzones and all those games came out, my buddies, they love wrestling. They watched it all the time. They knew all the characters. So I would go over and I would play the games with them, and they would never let me win. They would always gang up on me. They'd always beat the shit out of me and kill me because they're like, we can't let him win. We can never let him win. So months of that, I was like, I don't want to play this fucking game anymore. They fucking suck. You guys don't let me do anything. It takes forever to do anything.
The game suck. That sounds like you got mad because they beat your ass.
You're right, and that fucking
me get mad at Budokai Tenchi because I used to get my ass kicked at the youth center, bro. Come on.
I never played another wrestling game after the 64. I never even picked one up. It's been like 20 years and I never played a wrestling game.
Although that actually makes a lot of sense considering how you are with games now. Like if people basically make you lose, you get real mad.
Oh yeah.
Fuck you, Jet. Don't like you. Don't ask me your psychoanalytic bullshit.
Apologize to Cedric's save.
I did like multiple times.
No, because like here's the thing though, like besides it, because I mean like
of course I sucked at the game. I didn't own it. I didn't know anything about wrestling, and the only time I played it is when 3 people were beating the shit out of me.
You act like if you had a better knowledge of wrestling, you somehow skilled.
Yeah, I would have because I was playing Smash on my own and I became pretty good at it.
But like the thing about these games though is like people used to say like, oh, N64 is so great. Sometimes the Warzone or not the Warzone, the PS1 version was better. Like for example, Warzone, like you would get cutscenes and shit. You would get lots of stuff. And the Resident Evil games. I'm sorry, but I would never play a Resident Evil game on an N64.
Oh, I played Resident Evil 2 on 64.
Dude, was it bad or in your opinion was it bad?
It was garbage, and like the intro is all like these little like cutscenes that are like taken photos of. So you know how in the beginning of the game it just like runs through like Leon goes, "Oh my god, help! I'm gonna save you," and all that shit is all acted. In the Nintendo, it's just stills.
Yeah.
Okay, but you're talking about.
But it's got a cool box offer though. I do remember that from the game store.
Okay, but when you got to ask yourself, what years did a lot of those games come out? Because as you're basically when the PS1 was coming out and the 64 was ending, yeah, a lot of the games are going to look better on the other system because in some cases they were made for the PlayStation 1 and downgraded to 64 because everyone owned the 64.
No, you're right. No, they're definitely ported over. Like PS1, like they
Yeah.
would be, yeah. But here's the thing though.
I'll give you this though.
So it's like it's one of those situations where, of course, it looks better. I'm not gonna sit there and be like, "Oh, the 64 is the best." I'll say 64 is the best for the games that are fucking awesome on it.
Yeah, and we're saying no, Ganja.
Oh no, I'll give you this. At least with Resident Evil 2, that on the N64 they unlocked the cheats right away. So you didn't have to really win or anything. You'd have to do the challenges. You just load up the game. You already have the cheats in.
Yeah.
The biggest thing is like the one shit that I really do not like differentiations in at all is fighting games. Like they need to be the same. Because I remember back in the day, my friend had the Sega Genesis one. He was like, "Dude, come over to my house. I have the blood version." I'm like, "Oh, blood? Oh god!" And I'll go over there, and the game fucking sucks. I don't care if there's blood in this shitty game.
Oh yeah, dude. If we're talking about like which is better over which, you have to find go find a cave and find a Sega fan to try to find like 5 games that are better on the fucking like between the Genesis or a Sega console and the fucking like Nintendo console because it was few and far between and it was like, well, it looks a little bit better and there's better sound. Yeah, but is it funner to play? No, but I mean sound that's the best you'll fucking get because Sega was always falling behind.
Yeah, you look at shit like Doom. Where the Super Nintendo sound was great, and then you go play it on Sega Genesis, like what the fuck? Like I'm not gonna play this. I'm gonna turn the sound off and fucking put on like Corn and Limp Bizkit or some shit. Like I'm not gonna listen to this garbage. Alien vs Predator had no noise, in those games. And it's funny because like back then you could even say that the PC Master Race, like everyone.
Oh, don't even get me started on the PC Master Race. Yeah, man, do you want to buy this $1,000 rig in 1997 or this $200 games console that actually loads the game up instead of having to do all the bullshit?
The Tiger games, please.
Yeah.
No, and by the way, some of them were okay because it's like, okay, you're not expecting that with Tiger Electronics. So when you actually have fun for like 2 minutes, like, oh wow, I didn't expect that.
Who has fun with those for 2 minutes? Who?
Nick did. The Donkey Kong Tiger Electronics was fun shit. I like that. And, and the X-Men one was fucking killer. I loved it. Anyways,
sure.
Can you play that now?
No.
Have fun
Can
with
you
it?
find Tiger Electronic games now?
No, the emulators. Yeah, emulators can. What did you saying, Roxy?
Of course, you know that.
I came up with 2 of them.
Wait, you came up with 2?
Never mind.
Oh,
Yeah.
she's gone.
Anyway,
she's at work, by the way. But no, like the thing is though, is someone's. Oh, welcome back. No, so what you're saying, though?
Okay, so for the 2 games I could think of that aged pretty badly, but I still enjoy playing. The first one was basically one of my favorites growing up as a kid, and that was Ultimate Muscle on GameCube.
Also, Muscle on GameCube. Okay.
Ultimate Muscle.
I think I watched a show.
Yeah,
I
it is a
watched
show.
the show.
Yeah. The guy who travels by farting.
Oh my god, that game looks like utter shit, and there's some racist ass stereotypes going in there.
Probably.
But it's so much fun. It's so fucking garbage, but it's so fucking fun.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It looks good. Go ahead.
Oh no, it looks kind of garbagey.
Yeah, his
if you
GameCube was
look at it
decent.
now. But the other one was not really due to the fault of, well, kind of, sort of, not really. But Teen Titans Battle Blitz. It was hands down.
Teen Titans Battle Blitz is the best game ever made.
Yes. But due to the fact that technology continues to advance like every fucking minute, I have scoured the internet multiple years of my entire life to try to find a copy that I could play or download. I still haven't found it.
Yeah,
call me when
I'm
you do.
still looking for it. There's
Dude.
I know that there's websites where you can play like, oh for fuck's sake, where you can play other games, like Flash games and stuff like that.
Mhm.
But I still can't find that one.
Dude, This was so much fun, and I wish there was a way you could play it with like your friends and stuff, but we were never able to figure it out. Like between Starfire and Gizmo, like I would switch between them. It was just a fighter with a Teen Titans character. It was a roster of fucking 8 people, and all of them had interesting, unique powers, and it was fun as fuck to play. It was probably one of the best Flash games that everyone at school got a fucking trouble for. Like I fucking love the hell out of it.
Next to the sandwich game by Stitch.
What's that?
It was a game that you could make the giant sandwich, and the bigger the sandwich you made, the more points you got. And then eventually it got to such ridiculous that the sandwich would go higher than the actual screen.
Oh, is this it right here? The sandwich stack?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember playing this.
Yeah, this looks. I mean, I don't know. I don't want to say it looks cool because it could be fucking stupid. But I
It
don't
was
know.
just to
It's a
pass the
Flash
time in
game,
computer room. Like your friends be like, "Oh, who can get the highest score before like the 30 minutes of free time's up?"
Oh, there was this one game I used to love, and I almost got kicked out of my computer lab for playing. It was called Madness Inc. Like
Really?
Madness Incorporated. It was like basically like the graphics do look really rough. It was basically like glorified stick figures. But you just went around kind of hitting people with like small items, and then you get guns and you start shooting. It was a lot of fun. It was basically a side-scroller shooter on Flash, and I played the hell out of it until I got in trouble.
So someone said they played the hell of the PBS kids games on the computer. I don't remember playing those because I think at that time I was too curious about looking at titties. But I did play lots of Nickelodeon stuff. I played the Blue's Clues game and I lost, so I felt stupid. But looking at this though, yeah, this is something that Ryan's been playing or said he played back in the day. He doesn't play it now. Trust me, people.
No, I don't know, man. I wouldn't put it past him.
Just as long as there are puppets in there, he'll probably fucking try.
If we're talking about like games that basically came from like certain channels or whatever that you had to go on their website to play, there was one that basically everyone was playing. It was like 10 years ago or whatever.
Yeah.
What the hell was it? I know it was a Cartoon Network game or whatever, and it was 3D, but it was huge. What the hell was
I'm
it?
so curious. Was it Toon
Are you
Soup?
talking about the Kid Next Door MMORPG?
No, it was a game where basically all the characters from different Cartoon Network shows basically was in the
Oh
game.
shit! Yeah, it was
Toon
trying to
No, that's not it.
be like that.
It was a 3D.
Jump Joust. Oh, God.
Yeah, because it can't be Toon Cup because that's showing fucking like Teen Titans.
Because it had Ed and Eddie in it, had Dexter, but they were all like 3D anime and shit.
The best way to describe it is like, and Jed, call me out if I'm wrong, but it was basically not Nickelodeon, the Cartoon Network version of the Toontown by Disney.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, God, I wish it crossover Crisis maybe.
No, it's not because that
that's
still
never
looks
done. That's
still
too new.
looks 2D.
Yeah, man. Oh,
Yeah, that's modern.
Fusion Force.
Holy shit, Austin Nick! I'm glad you figured it out, but
That
man.
actually might be a Fusion Force.
Let me see.
Try that
Jump
one.
Force.
That might actually be it.
I'll put in Cartoon Network because now it's
Ryan only has info on Puppets Pop.
Yeah, because he's saying Toontown.
Or maybe it was
and-
Fusion Fall.
Maybe it was actually Fusion Frock.
yeah, Fusion Fall. There it is.
Now,
Oh
legit,
God!
yeah, here it is.
that Ben 10?
Yeah.
Oh no! Looking like what's his face?
Yeah, it was
Ted
Fusion
Cruz.
Fall.
Yeah, this. I wish I saw some gameplay on it. Let me see. Like.
Oh
Does it
my
like this?
God! This looks so bad.
Is this it? Jay?
Okay.
Yep, this is it.
Okay, this looks like Plants vs Zombies a little bit. Like the way the camera is put. Like I don't know. It looks kind of.
Yeah, and like different Cartoon Network characters would be all in and stuff like that, and they were anime-ified.
Okay. Honestly,
So,
it doesn't look bad.
there used to be this Flash game, and I can't remember where the fuck I played it, and I played it a lot as a kid, and it was basically an adventure game where, for some fucking reason, your neighbor steals your dog, so you have to break into his house to rescue it, but he's like this crazy murderer, so you have to like hide every so often. And the luckier you were, the better it was to you to hide. But you have to go through his entire house to try to find your dog. Does anyone remember the fuck that game was?
My neighbor?
It was, no, that's the game My Neighbor ripped off. Because
Okay.
My Neighbor's a fucking indie game that came out and ripped that shit off. So a John Wick prequel. Damn, is that true?
Let me see. Okay? So I'm looking around. I'm sorry if I'm quiet.
Hide and seek Flash game. I tried to look for it because like you have to do so much stuff to try to like go into different rooms, and it's an adventure game, so you get all those tools to like look into stuff and like break into like the what you call walls and shit. And I almost got to the end as a kid, but I fucking got caught and just never played it again. And I always wanted to beat that game.
I'm so curious what that is. Yeah, because that sounds kind of cool. So people are like, yeah, John Wick, Dennis Menace game. I did not know there was a Dennis the Menace video game. And by the way, too, that's a movie that I watched when I was very, very young and loved it.
Dennis the Menace was a television show too, wasn't it?
I believe so. Yeah, but Walter Matthau was in the thing. And
Sorry, what the hell am I looking at right now? Why is a blonde, arrogant child jumping on my dad?
That's fucked up.
Yo, that is a good fucking point, Al. Holy shit.
What am I watching?
Seriously,
right now?
what the fuck?
Yo, no, that's not your dad. That kind of looks like Saddam Hussein and shit.
Shit, I said what I said.
They're going for a Walter Matthau.
Home Alone in Iraq.
What the hell is this?
Dude, like he has that smirk of like, I'm gonna fuck him. Like, yo,
Man,
it's
it's fucking Crusades. Is this the Dennis the Menace, the third Crusade?
That's
No,
literally scary.
Dennis the Menace and Operation Fallujah.
You make me fart.
Nobody's gonna catch that.
Somebody will, and I appreciate your knowledge of history.
That's fucking funny though, dude. Yeah, like, man, I'm kind of like tripped out that like they really did a bad job at trying to get Walter Matthau's face in here because it does not look like Walter Matthau at all. That's the guy from Grumpy Old Men. When I saw him trying to kill his fucking kid,
It looks like a Mexican Mr. Bean.
A little bit.
Really? You really gonna do it? Really?
Don't he though?
He does.
No.
Oh, he does. He does.
No.
Oh,
He looks more Italian to me.
he's like, hey, come over
That's how
here.
I said my dad.
Come over here. Come on. Hey, fucking little kid. Hey. Come here,
Baba
man.
Booey.
Fucking-
I'll smack that shit out of you.
Did you eat my little fuck?
Like he knows. It's funny because like he looks like he knows he's about to get like stomped on, and he's just like, "Oh, this is going to hurt, huh, people?" Like just like we're in on the joke or something. It's fucking weird. But yeah, man, I didn't know this was a Dance of Men's game at all.
Oh, I gotta sit down and have you play the Terminator again. That was fun.
That was so fucking terrible. That game fucking blows, man. Because yeah, like there's a tons of games that just were bad back then and are still bad now. But yeah, dude, like there's so you know what really does not age well at all, and I know that Alan's going to rant right now, which is fine. I understand it.
If you bring, I swear to God, if you bring up Remember Me, I'm gonna kill you.
No, I won't. But no, like it's a genre, like basically. Racing games.
Racing. Yeah, fuck. Racing games.
I know you hate him, but I really love the idea because like here's the thing, people don't realize this, but like racing games are the most RPG you can get because
What?
like you do all because you have to upgrade everything. Like you have to upgrade literally everything, and then when you buy all these other cars, and then you sell cars to afford to buy the new cars, but then you can't use those cars for everything because you got to get into this other rally or this race, whatever the fuck. Like it's so insane how like role playing gamey the Gran Turismo series is, and other series too, like Burnout Paradise.
But the thing is, you can constitute anything as an RPG. Technically, Call of Duty multiplayer is an RPG if you're really going to go with just your upgrading shit. But, like, a lot of times with those games, it's like, yeah, you're upgrading parts, but I'm sorry, but, like, you're upgrading it so you can go around a circle faster. Like, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what your upgrading is. The gameplay loop is so dreadfully dull and hasn't changed in 20 fucking years. Like, you have games that tried, like, Burnout 3 Takedown, which is fucking amazing, where it just turned into a fucking deathmatch.
Yeah.
Where it's like you're driving around and you get to bash a dude into the fucking side, or you got to make sure they don't do it to you, or you get to jump off a ramp and land on a dude. You're still going around in a circle, but it feels more fun because you're bashing people in and you're seeing cool car carnage, which is why I loved it as a kid. But then playing Burnout Paradise, where they said, fuck it, we're going to take a lot of that out and just make it Need for Speed, it's just the same shit. You're just going around in a fucking circle. Like, I don't understand why anyone likes racing games. It has been 20 years and nothing has changed.
Yeah, but I think like even that concept, like you're just going around in a circle. It really isn't like every game only has one mission where you go in a circle. Every other map is fucking like intricate as shit. They get
you're going through race sections to go to the other side of this mountain, but like all you're doing is driving a car.
But I mean, essentially, can't you like reduce GTA to that same kind of mindset? Like all you're doing is just walking around the place. Like
no, because there's a lot of things that are going on. You are going from place to place because hey, that's how
I would make an argument that Red Dead is just riding a horse.
Yeah,
I will
exactly.
fight you in the streets.
No, actually,
because
you're not even riding a horse. You're watching someone ride
okay.
a horse.
fuck both you Chuckle Brothers. What do you don't GTA since it's
Take
car
this
related?
DP out. Take this DP.
I will fight both of you on that. Let's take GTA as far as an actual franchise. By the way, David Lee, putting Grand Theft Auto up against something that's not Saints Row is a bad fucking choice.
I gotta be honest, Alan. Why does it make you so angry?
Because I love video games. So I
know, but
video
just like,
games.
can't you just like ignore it and just be like, he's stupid. Moving on.
No, because it's like I want to hear, like, sometimes when you have good posts on Facebook, you get to see discussions. So if somebody put Grand Theft Auto versus Saints Row, there are people out there that legitimately think Saints Row is a better franchise, and I want to know why. I'm not saying I disagree. In some cases, I agree. I think Saints Row has better games than some GTA games. But if you're putting it up against like fucking Pokemon, it's like,
Well,
the
see,
fuck?
Honestly, though, but what is the better franchise, Sims or Resident Evil 2?
like,
Well,
what the
obviously
fuck?
Sims.
I mean, like, based on what? Yeah, Jet likes to customize her character, so she'll enjoy that more. All that is enjoyment.
Well,
but if you put, what's up?
Well, here's the biggest thing is like, because you're like, that's such a stupid thing. Like, yeah, it's a stupid thing to start off with, but they do realize that every single like main channel or any kind of like whatever, like a voting process, at some point they are gonna be head to head. Like, you know what I
Okay.
mean? Like, so you say
I know
it's
what
dumb
you
now,
mean.
but it does make a point.
No, it doesn't, because he's picking games from, like, the Ganja made the joke of Resident Evil versus fucking Sims. That doesn't work. Sure, of course it doesn't fucking work. What you could do, Resident Evil versus Silent Hill. They're both franchises. Sure, Resident Evil has more games, but they go along the same survival horror aspects.
But isn't the whole like poll basically like franchise in general like that you like basically you're just putting them all together and okay, everyone knows about these franchises. Which one do you guys like?
But that's the thing. It's like he's not using he's like a comparison, which was better. But it's like, which is more recognizable, which is more popular, which has better sales.
No,
like,
but like that gets so convoluted where he would have to make
doesn't-
50 polls in one day.
Well, no, he doesn't. He just has to make a genre poll. He just has to put
Alan, why don't you do it?
because he's already done it. I'll look like I'm copying him.
Well, just do Alan version.
I mean, I'd have to wait till he's done, whenever the fuck that is. Who knows when it's going to be done?
And by the way, when people make fun of you, though, how are you going to react?
Well, it depends. I'm going to go through and I'll basically put an explanation. Hey, I'm putting GTA versus San Andreas, and I'll put my reason. They're both third-person open-world fucking gangster games, and they even though GTA has more in this franchise, they have a similar core. Go and have that conversation. Resident Evil versus fucking whatever. David Lee has specifically mentioned multiple times he doesn't know a lot about the games he's putting up. And I tell him, like, well, this one's a third-person open-world game, and like he put Skyrim versus Elder Scrolls versus Just Cause. You couldn't get more different with those. Third-person open-world shooter, first-person hack-and-slash sword-fighting game. There's almost nothing to compare with those two, like, at all.
All right.
But it's like, you could put Just Cause up against GTA, for instance. There's not much car stealing, but you could. That's a conversation you can have. That's what I want people to have, is conversations about video games. It's like you see the comments, there's like no comments, except for me yelling at him. Or someone goes, man, I really like that one game.
Yeah,
That's
that's gonna turn on you because basically just like okay, in every post that this dude's made, you're basically yelling at him. It's just like old man yelling at a cloud.
It literally is old man yelling at Cloud. You brought it up. He's like, there's only like maybe one or two people bring it up.
It just gets to the point where it's just like he's just screaming at nothing. It's like, why do you keep commenting? Like I think he knows at this point he's not gonna change it.
Yeah, but the thing is, he did the exact same thing last time with movies, and people were calling him out then. Because he would just do the exact same thing with the movies. He did it where he put like horror movies up against like children's comedies or some stupid shit. And people were yelling at him going, what is wrong with you? Why not just make a best horror movie? Why not make a best animated movie? Why not make a best this, a best that? And then you could just do it over the course of a year. Nobody gave a fuck.
Yeah, no, I see what you mean. And Cedric, yeah, you're fucking hilarious. But
it makes me mad, and because children tales, most people like they play video games and enjoy it, but most people are there because they like movies.
Yeah, no, but that's the biggest thing. It's like, yeah, man, I feel like at some point, just you do your polls, and then if people react a certain way to your shit, then it's like, well, see, now you know where David Lee was kind of coming from.
No, because like I'm not gonna be fucking crazy and put like fucking
Man,
like
fuck
again.
David
You already done crazy shit though, Alan. Let's be honest.
I've done crazy shit, but I'm gonna put the
You
same
literally went on
genres
there
up
and
against
told
the same
people
genres.
in the world of comic book
Pokemon
movies,
versus Resident Evil, like fuck off.
But
Really.
believe it or not, you did kind of beat him to it because you did do things like, hey, people, so I love Batman, I love the Dark Knight and the Joker and all this fantastical, silly shit, but that Batmobile, though, that's stupid. It's like,
Yeah, but I didn't sit there and be like, well, I hate the Batmobile, but the Invisible Jet is super cool. Like, that would be stupid. I think the Invisible Jet's just as dumb, if not dumber, than the Batmobile. But, like, I sat there and be like, well, here is my point, and here is a Facebook post explaining why I don't like this, and then another one explaining why I understand why it's a part of his mythos. And then people in the chat going, well, there's actually other stuff that even I didn't know at the time. There, 60% of the people were like, okay, you know what? here are your points. Here's why I disagree. You still have the couple random people going, "Oh, you're so fucking dumb. What's wrong with you?" But there are enough people that
No,
actually,
bro,
like,
man, you make my yo-yo disappointed in you.
oh yeah, it's like, you're so fucking dumb. It's always been loud. Yeah, I know, bitch. That's my problem. Like, read my fucking post. But there are people that actually like had a discussion, and that's what I want to see. I want to see actual like thoughtful discussion, and it happens.
You know, that would be that's a kind of cool idea Matthew did, but I'd be scared with him doing it because I'd
What's
be
up?
so fucking confused. But he's just like, he wants a segment to be done, video game versus movie, where he puts up a movie against a video game.
What?
Yeah, that'd be fucking crazy. And Cobra, by the way. So, and here's the thing. I'm gonna put
Really?
this out
Why
there
would you put Wall-E versus Portal? Clearly, you put Jumper versus Portal.
I don't know, I'm fucking stupid. But here's the thing, though. That boy Cobra. For one, I'm just gonna let you know right now. I highly doubt you're Julian Green's brother. I think you're Julian Green. I just want to put that out there right now. I know most people won't say that because they don't want to like upset people.
You know, we can ask him a question. We're talking about Resident Evil 3.
Wait, which one was that? But yeah, so I'm gonna call you not Julian, even though I'm pretty sure you're Julian. And the reason why Cedric brought that up is because we feel. No, I'll say it. I feel. I'll just put myself out there. Julian Green has tried very, very hard to be Corey Coleman Jr. Like, I don't know why he got the same mic, the same reactions to things, the same segments. He was literally doing the weekend box office on Sunday and did an exact same format that Corey does. It's like, dude, there's plenty of segments you can do on your own and make up on your own. You don't have to steal from another dude. You know, like, what the fuck? So, yeah, that's why I promise you I'm not him. All right. I'll pretend to believe it for now. But, anyways, here's the thing, though.
Dude, if you are wrong, that is the most paranoid you've ever been in your life.
No, I'm with Nick. I kind of believe that's Julian. The only reason.
Yeah.
The only reason I don't really believe it all the way is because he's got a soft ego and he would have already attacked us.
Yeah, exactly. Well, like, the thing is, too, is, like, we've had people's, like, family members be, like, in the chat before, and we'll say something about, like, for instance, Justin Goodwin and Corey Goodwin. We'll say something about Corey Goodwin, and he doesn't go, like, what'd you say about my brother? It's like, they usually like to stay back a little bit and not say much. So the fact that you came to your own defense a little bit there, Julian Green. I mean, not Julian Green. You know what, man? You are your own person, but you know who he is, so you understand why he's saying that. I believe whoever you are. Yeah, and by the way, if you are Julian,
thank you for watching.
And if you are Julian, again, by the way, why are you faking jumping into the fire in Resident Evil 3? You know you can't do that. Stop pretending to be bad. God damn
I'll
it.
just say this, man. How is a millennial that bad at video games? Like,
he's not that bad. I can guarantee he's not that bad. He fucking did that shit because it was funny. And I'm like, man, like,
really?
Just tell people already, man. Tell people that you did that shit and you faked it. Come on. And Jesus fucking Christ, insulting my intelligence over here and shit. So anyways, with that said, though, since I ended up talking shit to somebody who's watching, which I appreciate you watching, but hey, what the fuck? We are going to go into the after hours and argue more about shit. Probably not argue, actually. I hope we don't argue as much, but we're going to go.
Yeah, no, probably not.
So sorry about no topics, but I think we talked a lot about a bunch of shit. I think there's a lot of things.
Yeah, we got through Final Fantasy VII, so
yeah,
fuck it.
Exactly. And yeah, man. So if you guys are playing that stuff too, by the way, I mean, I don't know if they're ever gonna have some kind of multiplayer for Final Fantasy, but for the other games that are coming out,
they did for 15. It was weird as fuck. But something that I kind of noticed playing it, I'm like, wait, Nick got his nostalgia game from the past, and people are getting their nostalgia game from the past. I don't know why I've never had mine. There's no remake that's coming out that I'm like, oh, I can't wait. That's a game I played from my childhood. And I can't for the life of me figure out why.
Well, because you just don't like things.
No, there's a lot of games that I fucking love, but it's like I can't sit there and be like, man, I really wish they made an HD remake of that game because, like, I mean, yeah, I love Ocarina of Time and then Legend of Zelda, but I get new Legend of Zelda games all the fucking time. So it's like, I don't know. I don't know if there's that random hidden gem that I wish they would make, but I don't know.
I mean, Ocarina of Time, it's
your
gonna be remade soon. Wait, what happened?
I don't know what the fuck Oscar Nick is asking.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say though, like, that one Ocarina of Time, I think that'll be remade. That'll be your big moment. Your big, like, holy shit!
They did already on the 3DS.
We'll get one through one show where he just sucked the Zelda dick.
Oh, fuck off! No one likes you. Literally,
I can't hear over the slurping of a green elf.
Oh yeah, you can because you're playing fucking
Superman
64 in the background.
Just slurping shit off that Nintendo product.
That's bringing out how you beat Superman 64 and you're fucking sleep when you were a kid.
Wait, you just gave him a compliment.
Yeah, because he wants to fuck up about it.
I think that any show that ends with that slurping sound should definitely have that as the ending.
Should definitely be coupled.
And they're best friends, guys.
I hate them.
They love each other. We all love each other here.
He's just mad because I beat him at video games.
I mean, you do beat him. We all beat Alan a lot in video games. Alan, do you really like video games?
I will fuck all of you.
gonna fuck all of us all at the same time,
Yeah.
you little prevert?
Goddamn right.
Gonzo, you first, bro.
No.
After Hours Discord.